Right, there we go. That should now all be working. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Hopefully, let us know in the chat if you can hear us. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting double audio here. Oh, that's why I can hear you in game. There you go. I've muted you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Weekly Hook. We're back again. We had a couple of weeks off after the announce, but we're here and we've got an exciting stream because we've got the 1v1 again between me and Roy, but we've got the split screen. So you should be able to see both sides of the gameplay. Hopefully this works properly throughout the whole stream because
no pressure at all.
Yeah, no pressure at all. But yeah, let us know if you can hear us. Hopefully that should be working. Yeah.
I'm the poor relation in all this as well, aren't I? So I don't get to see the screen that you two are playing on because you're doing split screen, and I'm watching the stream whilst talking, and I'm on a delay as well. So
Darren's going to be handling the chat and talking to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, unless you just want to sit there and do nothing.
I'll just sit here and smile. I'm good at that. That's what I do most days.
So Darren's going to be handling the chit chat, and then yeah, then we're going to be doing the match. So let's quickly set this up before the timer goes. So we're going to do 2 rounds, obviously 30 minutes each, as we usually do.
I've just said hi to everyone on the chat to say that I'm on the chat. So there you go.
Right, I don't know.
I feel powerful.
Change venue. Where are we starting? Should we start on Loch Mickle? Like that as a starting venue?
Yeah.
And then round 2, we'll go to Bestie, Oxley's, Pearl Lake. You choose the second one, Roy. You've got Bestie, Oxley's, Pearl Lake, Ebro, or Rotterdam. Please don't say Rotterdam. It's my least favorite.
No. I prefer to fish in lakes, not in the.
So which one do you want? You want Oxley's?
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, Roy. It's not a big decision, really.
Right.
I'm under pressure right now.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, it's 1-1 at the moment, isn't it, between the two of you?
It is 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a confession to make. I've not really seen Roy fish yet, but because I've seen Tom, I'm going to say that Roy's going to win.
Actually, I've got to do this as a single round. I forget, and then we'll switch it afterwards. Can I game?
Thank you for the vote, Darren.
Yeah, don't let me down now, even if you are a gooner.
Don't embarrass me. I'm so We'll leave it as that.
Like Clouds Morning. What did we do last time? We did top 5 fish, wasn't it, Roy?
Yeah.
We did last time.
I think it was the heaviest. Or yeah, it was.
Yeah. Top 5 heaviest. and then on Loch Mickle we'll start. And then after this is over, we'll back out, and then we'll set up the second one, which will be on Oxley's. So let's jump in. Right. Anyway, hello everybody. Right, what's going on? What happened to the other guy who always used to be on Wit Des? I assume
that was Stephen.
I ate him.
Yeah.
How tasty was it?
I don't know. I need to mute you again. No, he left, right, Darren?
Yeah.
I mean, I never actually met Stephen, but
no, he moved on. You're his predecessor, and you've got less hair than him. So.
I mean, I don't actually know how much hair he had.
Quite a lot. Yeah, quite big hair actually.
What, even more than me when I had my hair?
Yeah, he had proper bed hair as well a lot of the time. So. Yeah, but that's not the reason why he moved on. Steve moved on last summer, so that's what happened to him.
Right, we're off. Where are you starting, Roy?
I'm starting towards like right at the bottom of the map.
I'm not actually set up what rods I'm using or anything. I'm just going for this.
No.
Big Timer Jay's right in your camp here, Tom, or Clarky, as you're referred to on the chat.
What's that? Say again?
Big Timer Jay is all over supporting you here.
Oh yeah, Team Clarky.
Clarky. I've got to call you Clarky now. We're on.
Yeah, nobody actually calls me Clarky at work.
Yeah.
Trying to make that catch on, but.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that. I can do that for the rest of this week.
Oh yes. Do you know what I keep forgetting?
Oh no,
Darren, do you want to talk to the chat? I feel like we need to have a discussion, guys. There's a reason that Darren is on the stream this evening, and it's not great news.
Well, it might be.
Well, it's good news for Darren.
It might be for them.
Oh, I just switched to. Go on, Darren.
This is going to be my last ever stream, and I leave Dovetail at the end of this week. So yeah, emotional time. 6.5 years and no more.
That's it, yeah. No more Darren. I mean, you know, I didn't think I was that insufferable, but clearly.
Well, the number of disciplinaries finally caught up with me, and I've been sacked. So. No, I am. I've been given a fantastic opportunity to work for a US company, and nothing to do with gaming. And it was a really, really tough and big decision. I'm not very good at them, but I've decided to give it a go. So yeah, really, really tough decision. Really difficult time to make the decision as well when we've just announced the new title. And I know there are existing communities. Some of these guys, there's been a bit of a mixed reaction to it, but I can honestly say, as someone who is now leaving, you know, I can honestly say it's the worst time to be leaving, because it's really going in a really exciting direction. You know, whether you're a Bass fan or not, the actual game we're making and the direction the franchise is going in, it's super exciting. You know, people like Tom and Roy being with us now, and my boss, who I'm leaving behind, lots of experience, really good team being built out, and new changes made. Des is obviously still as keen as ever, and yeah, I'm waffling a little bit, but it's a really exciting time for the franchise, and so it was a really, really difficult decision. But yeah, I will now be one of the community. I'll be one of the guys cheering you all on, and I think one of the things I would say is, been here 6.5 years, and so I've seen it all in those 6.5 years. You know, I was part of the team that launched a game into early access on Eurofishing, which didn't have any fish in it. It was just like casting challenges in the early access phase 1. And over the 6 years, we've got some things very right, and we've got some things very wrong at times. But you sort of live and learn, don't you? But the one thing I think we've always been really good at is things like this, and you know, people like yourselves putting your head above the parapet to be seen and to be spoken to, and the amount of interaction that the community can have with you, I think should really be respected and treasured, because I don't think there's many games out there where you can get that sort of level of interaction and the honesty from both sides. From us and from the community towards each other, and that's something that should be respected and cherished, and long may it continue. And like I say, I will become one of the community, and I will be abusing you appropriately on all of your social channels from next week.
Yeah, it is a shame. Obviously, like me and Darren have never actually met in person as well, which hopefully we can one day still. But it is a shame that obviously he's leaving, but he's going on to exciting things.
One of the reasons why I'm going is because I chose to take you on. And Dovetail have never forgiven me for it, so I'm joking.
Brilliant, yeah. This is it. This is the demise. No, so it's it is a shame, but like I said, we wanted to get Darren on stream tonight because we thought it was only fair. He's you guys have seen him a lot, throughout the streams and throughout all the games and whatnot. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm not gonna name names. The people in here, like the regular guys, I've had a lot of interaction with them over the years, and one of them even came to the office a few years back, and they've been invaluable as well. And I'll miss it. I'm gonna miss all of it. I'll miss like doing these things. I'll miss the shows, the events that we went to before COVID, and were able to show the game off to the public, and that interaction. I am really going to miss it, but who knows what the future holds, as they say. But time now to have a crack at this different job and see what happens. So.
Oh God, I'm just gonna have to wait for you, like you said in the chat, and then I'm gonna have to ban you. Then I'm gonna have to explain why you've been banned.
I want to go to Facebook jail.
Facebook jail, banhammer. But here we are, and
got a fish.
I have. Wait, who's got a fish? Unbelievable.
I'm on a lag here. I'm about 10 seconds behind you, but I'm watching it, and someone's just picked their rod up in my time. And
doesn't help that both me and Roy have got the same hat.
Who's at the top of the screen? Who's top and who's bottom?
Top left is Roy.
Okay. Yeah.
Top left is
I guess
Roy,
you can tell by the
and
pictures,
then
right?
I'm the one on the bottom side.
So Roy's winning. Team Roy, see.
Ooh,
Nothing down here though.
Oh, no. Well, I think I've lost that one.
You got it. Yeah, you got quicker.
I think let's see how big this is. 15 pounds, 15 ounces.
Oh, it's a nice koi as well, Roy. It's a bonus point for catching a nice fish.
Hang on a minute, there's bonus points. What are these bonus points?
Hey, I'm not allowed to
I've got
join
one on
you,
the
you're
line
allowed to
now.
judge, okay?
Number 3, here we go. Yeah, Darren's on a slight delay because usually I share my screen with him, but because we're doing it this way, he's watching it at the same speed as everybody else.
10 seconds behind. It's the tension is unbearable when Roy says I've got a fish and I can't see it for about 10 seconds. It's like, oh my God.
What have you got?
Yeah. Oh dear.
But yeah, it just means that we're gonna have to get Des on more. We've got executive producer Ben, who has shown keen interest in being on the stream. I was talking to him today about it, so he'll be on. He fishes in real life as well, just like Darren, so we'll be able to get him criticising my terrible in-game fishing skills.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tom, I'm watching this carefully, and I haven't seen you chum the water at all yet.
What with a lure, yeah.
Oh, that is a good point. Oh, 30 pounds.
Okay. He doesn't even say anything. Silent assassin, Tom, just casually catching a 30-pounder and not saying
what, me?
word.
Yeah, you know me. I'm
standard, right?
Looking at the chat here. Gunslinger, finally face to the name. What's going on? We've been talking loads in the forums for what feels like ages now, but yeah. Hello. This is my face. I usually have more hair, but
Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to be looking after the chat, aren't I?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, there's lots of love there for me. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Darren the Eel. Yeah, that'll still go with me. Dean. Spot again.
What are you fishing for? Well, it's me v Roy. Roy's in. Roy's up here, top left. I'm on this one here, and it's
now failing.
30 minutes on each session. Oh, Roy.
Yeah.
There you go. I've responded. I'm in the chat. See that?
Yeah, I see that. Thanks. Cheers, Darren.
No worries. It's very brave of you, Tom, to let me have control of the chat.
That's right, mate.
That is
A man on his way out.
It's alright, it's the last time. Give you the tools. Yeah, I'm getting nothing down here. Roy should enter cheat code.
Yeah, well, I tried to put them in, and
oh yeah, that reminds me during the Sabine River event, where the presenters were talking about cheat codes that they've got for the game. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know what. I need to know what cheat codes they've got because.
Yeah, that's exclusive.
That's a hashtag blame Des moment there because I think that's something that Des has engineered with him because I've got no idea.
No idea what cheat codes are going on about.
Can I just say, I'm very excited about the fact that I'm actually going fishing for a week next week. It's the first time since October.
You're going to your syndicate, right?
Oh, no. Because I've taken this new job, I've had to let the syndicate ticket go.
No.
I've kept them sweet and said, can I avoid being on the back of the huge waiting list? But no, I've said that it's not right that I keep it because it's spoiling it for someone else because I've no idea when I'm going to be able to get there with the new job and that. But no, I've got a lake. I was supposed to be in France, and obviously that got cancelled with COVID for the second year in a row. So we got a lake exclusive of a lovely little lake in the UK in deepest, darkest Essex, and there's 6 of us with a 10-acre lake to ourselves. Only 80 fish. But the smallest,
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, so
nice.
It should be nice.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah, that'd be really good. I get my fishing equipment soon too, so I can get out on the water and look like a complete wally head.
Yep. And I've been advising you what to get, so when you turn up and everyone's looking at you thinking, what on earth has he got there, then you can thank me for that.
Yeah, top tip. Roy, mate, I'm just watching your gameplay. Are you running around without are you not on a boat?
No, I'm taking I'm staying on the shoreline. I feel more confident this time round, even though I've lost 2 fish already.
Roy was a bit worried. The wind was whipping up, and he was worried about getting seasick on the stream.
I have a light stomach. I can't take it all.
Also gone to after 9,000 catches in this game and 2 lakes completely done. I had to take a break from it and play some Outriders. Nice. Outriders, good game. It's good fun. We had some people in the Discord the other day. Simulator Daz, is he here tonight? I think he is. I think he's saying that he's got over 1,000 hours in the game.
Wow.
I think it was like 1,006 hours or something, and then somebody else had 2,000 and a bit.
Oh, look, Dean, fair play to Dean. I'm not a Bass guy, as you know, but I really enjoy getting into Bassmaster and watching the live events. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, it was good fun, wasn't it? Like I remember when I first started watching the. Oh, and I got one on the line. First started watching them, I thought it was dead interesting. I think I remember saying to you, Darren, that I was just hooked.
You got one of the bass anglers on the line, did you say?
Yeah, I got one of the bass anglers on the
line. See, it's this delay. You said I've got one on the line, and nothing was happening on the gameplay.
Imagine, I'm just like, and here's Hank Cherry.
That's seamless. That's seamless, I thought. Amazing.
Like a news anchor, and I have one here on the line live right now, coming from Florida.
This is your life, and all of a sudden one of them appears behind you or something.
You turn around and Scott Martin's just behind Darren. Hey, man.
Brilliant.
What war is this? This is Loch Mickle we're on today.
Yeah, no luck today.
No, Dean's right though, and the live events are really interesting, and it's quite funny because, see, we were talking about it internally to our company, and we were like saying to everyone in the company we're all working remotely, check out the live coverage now because we were the title sponsor, and you'll see that our branding everywhere and whatnot. And one person put in our chat, they were like, "This is a lot slower pace than I was expecting." We're like, the way you talk about it, but I guess it's a 4-day event, and if you're actually watching it live, then it does take time to build up to things, sort of thing. But if you don't want to watch it live, you should watch like the 5-10 minute highlights they put out each evening to like sum the day up, and that's when you really get the essence of what we're going to be making for the game, like where it is. So it is that, I'm a massive carp angler. I love carp angling, but it is the polar opposite. I'm going away for a week next week where I hope no one really bothers me. It's me versus the fish. I'm going to be setting all my traps, and I'm there for 4 days and hoping to get a few bites. But the bass fishing is just the constant, and it's the pace of everything. And it's chalk and cheese, really, and that's another reason why we separated the games out. They are chalk and cheese. But really, people should. If you're a bit nervous about it, don't really get it, for want of a better word, watch some highlights of a bass event, and maybe you will start to understand, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's what helped me with it. What's going to say? So, grew up watching. I grew up saltwater fishing, primarily deep sea bottom fishing. For grouper and sometimes pier and bridge fishing, I would love to see Dovetail release a saltwater game. Yeah, I've seen a lot of. Wait, Roy? Is Roy still? I think Roy's disconnected. Oh no, because Darren's now split across both.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
Oh, rest in peace, Roy.
Part Roy, part me.
Oh no.
Well, at least you might win now.
Oh no, he's back. But now Darren is Roy and Roy is Darren.
I can't play though. Like, I've got no controller. No, it's not working.
No.
Let me back out for you, Roy, mate.
Yeah,
back out.
Technical difficulties. I'm sorry.
Roy got scared. Right, well, look, for the rest of this stream, we're just
windy
going
day out there. He's worried. He's nervous.
Yeah, I got a lag click. I'm sorry.
Oh God! Right. Okay. Hang on a minute. Let me create a new session. Friends only.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm
no,
sorry.
mate. It's not your fault. Don't know why you're apologising. It's not.
Oh well.
You need that Elon Musk internet. That's what you need. You need that.
Dean's become a Scott Martin fan and really wants to see him get a win. And we'd love him to as well, Dean, because it'll help our marketing plan out no end if he does. No, seriously, no. Scott is, one of the things I'm going to miss again. He's a real good guy, a really genuine guy, and his story is really interesting. With what he's trying to do with his dad's sort of legacy, and it'd be awesome to see him do really well. He's been really consistent, which is a good thing. But yeah, hopefully, it's a you don't really appreciate it, do you? If you think like the Sabine River event, it's like literally hundreds of thousands of acres of water they can choose from, and there's 100 top anglers trying to do the best they can on that lake, and it is a really big thing to just win an elite event, let alone become like a classic champion. The odds are, stacked against you. So just being consistent shows how good an angler you are.
Yeah, I was going to say before Roy disappeared and Darren became Roy and Roy became Darren. Saltwater fishing. So I've seen a lot of comments of people saying, it would be really good to see like sea fishing or that kind of thing done, like, because not that, I don't think really I think there's a couple of sea fishing games out there or saltwater fishing games, but not that many really, like on the scale that we try to sort of aim for. And I think the key thing is when I speak to Des about it, Des has always sort of said, never say never, because essentially as soon as the team sort of they release a game that does very, very well, and it sort of meets expectation and everybody's happy and it's just a successful launch and it's a great game, etc. It gives the team a lot more backing power, I guess, to then be able to explore other avenues. So that's the same with I think somebody asked in the Discord the other day about carp fishing. They said, "Oh, does this mean you'll never do carp fishing again?" No, it doesn't mean that at all. Like Darren, there are many anglers, that work at Dovetail that love carp fishing, and just having a successful game that runs well, that does well, just means that we can have, potentially a bigger team and multi-game support and stuff like that, like way further down the line. So what I would say is just that's basically, there's always going to be risk in doing something very new, like seawater fishing and stuff. So we need to kind of have like a solid foundation to move up from, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think we should do saltwater fishing as well. And Deaf Gunslinger, I know obviously Tom said earlier on that you guys have been talking a bit, but I'll be keen to know where you're from when you're saying you're fishing for grouper, because I think carp fishing is still a little bit niche. We love it over here in the UK and Europe, but on a global scale, it is still quite niche, really, compared to saltwater fishing. And the thought of doing like a game where you are fishing for grouper and golden trevally and sharks and marlin and things like that really excites me as well. But like Tom says as well, there's a process that needs to be followed to get there. And I'm one of the most impatient people in the world, and I know everyone wants to get there as quickly as possible. But we did try to rush things. I think we've been quite honest about that for the last year, 18 months. We've been trying to rush things out, and we've compromised sometimes a little bit on quality, and we're not doing that anymore. So it will take a little bit of time, but to get a real quality saltwater fishing game, definitely should be on the agenda, and I think it is, in fairness.
And Fisherman EU, where you're saying there about Ultimate Fishing Sim 2, I've been looking at that with a close eye to see, the updates and stuff from Dev, and a lot of people like to say this, oh, well, I'm going to go off and play UFS 2, and that's fine. Like competition is healthy when it comes to this, and it just gives the team, it gives me more power to go to Des and say, look, and yeah, like I said, competition is always healthy in these spaces. So yeah, without it would just be.
And like you say, Tom, it's a good thing that if Ultimate Fishing Simulator does do that, and there are elements of Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2 that people will say are better than our game, but then there are things that we say are a lot better in our game. But the two games fundamentally are slightly different, have slightly different sort of principles and gameplay, if that makes sense. We concentrate an awful lot on making it as realistic as possible and having to understand your setup and having each fish you catch should look different. There should be different weights, different scale patterns, shapes, sizes, and using real world equipment is really important to us. Ultimate Fishing doesn't concentrate on that so much, so therefore they can probably say, well, we've got more ways of fishing and different types of fish. What they're doing isn't wrong, what we're doing isn't wrong. We've just got two different models, but I'm sure they look at some of the things that we do and try to learn from it, and we look to see what they're doing and try to learn from that as well. And I think it'd be a great thing if most of our community played both games, and there's room for both, absolutely.
Oh mate, trust me, there are players that let me know that they play the other one. They don't shy away from letting me know.
I'll tell you, my new best friend is Fisherman EU, because he just said, Darren, I agree 1000% with you. I'm not sure what he was agreeing with. Probably the fact that Roy's going to beat Tom. I'm not sure, but I just love the fact that he agrees with me.
Right now.
Darren just likes that because he doesn't really hear that much at work.
Exactly. All right. Oh, dear.
Oh dear. I got another one on the line here, Roy. I don't mean to.
I'm getting no luck. There's one that's like swimming right next to me, but it's not near any of my lines. Maybe I should not cut every single one of them far out. Maybe I should have one and just like oops. I say that, and then I've got a hit.
My ghost carp. I don't think we can count that first match, really, can we, Roy? I think it was.
What were the scores and the doors when it crashed?
I think I was ahead by like 20.
Well, that counts for me.
Were you ahead? Hang on a minute.
He was. I'm just checking how honest you've
Hang
both
on a
been,
minute.
but I've got it written down on a piece of paper.
I have a funny feeling you were not ahead.
I've been honest.
Are you being honest? Here he is. Oh yeah, I'm being honest. I'm catching a fish at the same time while I'm being completely honest.
The ghost cut.
I had this written down when it was happening.
Oh right, okay, great. Thanks, confirmation there. Can I see the replay?
No, I've got the smallest post-it note in the world and very small handwriting, but it says Roy was winning, and I actually wrote that down when he was winning.
Oh nice.
So there you go.
Thank you for the clarification.
We've got a company meeting tomorrow, and I'm going to clip the end of the last game. I'm going to bring it up in front of everybody.
My statement to him.
Dean Martin, can you talk about multiplayer on Bassmaster 2022? What can we talk about on multiplayer?
It needs fixing.
Not
fixing, but
some
yeah,
work
that's
to be
the
done.
wrong. It needs to be better than what it is. We can certainly say that.
We have had exciting tests. We had one on Friday. I was in it. It was exciting. But there's work that has to be done. So, I think in the game modes part of our community roadmap, and especially in the gameplay bit where we can show a lot more of the gameplay, but we'll be sort of breaking down a lot more of the modes, the different types of fishing modes, and what you can kind of expect and stuff. But yes, it's happening. They're working on it really, really hard, to the point that I try my best not to bother one of the engineers that works on it, Keith. He's I try not to bother him that much because I know that he's just working constantly. So
yeah, and I see that Fisherman EU again has asked about servers, and Des, I think when we did our announce stream a few weeks ago, touched on that, and yeah, that's one of the things we're looking at is to improve it, is to have servers for it. So yeah, but like Tom says, we are a long way out, and there are lots. And again, what we don't want to do is go, yeah, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and you guys aren't silly, you'll remember that, and and you'll hold it against us if we don't quite deliver. But what we are going to do is make sure that everything is sound. Like I said, we've been chasing our tail the whole time. We're just trying to get content out, and compromise at times on quality. Clearly, we didn't think we were doing it at the time, but the feedback from you guys has been loud and clear. So everything that we do will be as solid and will be tested as thoroughly as possible. And multiplayer obviously has got to be one of those things.
The beta is going to play a really, really, really big part in that. So we're having a conversation today about it. We're going to need a lot of people in, so we can stress test and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Gunslinger, no worries. Take care. Thanks for popping by. Are you planning on making a saltwater fishing game? Nothing planned currently. We're going to focus on Bassmaster, and then we'll start working out what's after that.
Sorry, my son saying good night to me. Sorry.
Good night, Darren.
Working from home. Oh look, I'm on the delay. I've just seen him and he's all blurred out from my background. He'll be gutted. I'll tell him he's famous.
Wow. Big Timer's he's got it in for Des. He wants to take it on.
Des was giving it. Des was giving it the big in the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Can't wait to smash Des in the beta. I'm glad you clarified it was in the beta. Not in a pub on a Friday night or something. I know what you did.
Every Tuesday morning, I usually drop Des a little message with all the comments and stuff, things that I note from the stream chat. I'll let him know, Big Timer.
Watch your back this weekend, Des. So and so's after you this time.
Big Timer's coming for you. Can't wait for Carly to get an Xbox. Hashtag get me an Xbox. That's the. I think. I'll get one at one point, but I think they're using a lot of them for their tests and whatnot for multiplayer and stuff. So.
Oh, look, Rooster's throwing down the gauntlets big time, and now I like this. I feel like I'll actually give you a run for your money in the next game, big timer. So, Sean has asked a good question as well. Will there be a first-person cam while driving your boat? No one's ever asked for that before, have they? I don't think.
I don't know.
Not that I'm aware of. That's a really interesting. I'll tell you what, Sean, can you elaborate on that for me and say why you'd like it? Because I think that's a really interesting request. Like I say, we've heard most things, and that hasn't come in.
Yeah,
but
I don't think I've ever.
That'd be really interesting to see why you'd like it. What's the scores on the doors at the moment? Because my screen's quite small.
I am £67,
Yep.
and Roy is 40.
And you've got a fish on, Tom.
I got a fish on, and it looks like a big one.
Cool. I don't know because of the delay.
Natural born fisher. Clucky is the master of bass. Yeah, exactly. I was first place this week.
Yeah.
On the bass, big bass tour. Yeah.
You was gloating about that. Actually.
Yeah, I was gloating about it. So everybody.
The funny thing is, though, was that you thought it was a carp fishing tournament, and you were chucking your lure around, weren't you? And you just started catching bass by accident.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, I've won.
Chucking out boilies, going, yeah, and catching all the bass.
It's just like, I can't stop catching bass. I'll get a carp in a minute. Oh, I'm in a bass tournament. Yay!
I'm far behind now.
Well, mate, you said this last time we were on this venue, if I remember rightly, and within 10 minutes you flew past me. So.
Right now I have no luck.
Can we lay down on the boat below a bridge? I mean, was it Taku on the last day? Wasn't it? Where he was just like laying down on the front of his boat underneath for absolutely ages. I just think, dude, the commitment to just catching the bass underneath that bridge.
I've done that. There's a chain of lakes in Orlando called the Butler Chain, and I fished that with Chuck Pippin, and it's really funny because you have to like idle through those bits for obvious reasons. You don't want to be approaching one of those bridges really quickly. But obviously we were just sort of sitting in the seats. But it's just mad to think that if you were just sort of going along, like 1 minute you're standing up and then you've like literally got a duck, and they sort of tend to use the trolling motor on the front just to guide themselves through. But it's crazy. Like again, like Sabine River, a lot of these tournaments you're watching, and I don't know if anyone saw this bit. I was watching it at one point where he was fishing by everyone's sort of backyards, and all these dogs
the
were
dogs.
on the edge of the water barking like
Yeah,
mad.
that's so good.
But do you know what I mean? As someone living over here, it's crazy to think, isn't it, that someone is fishing at the end of your back garden for $100,000.
Yeah.
Like you've got that kind of fishing at the end of your back garden. It's just like, it's madness.
That was so funny with the dogs, and I think once he left one garden and got along to the other one, there was like another 2 dogs there.
I think the commentators at the end, didn't they? They were like, he's being very patient at the moment.
So Shauna was saying, I like it. It's a lot realer and would be cooler. Okay, yeah. So it's like a realism thing. Yeah, I mean, I'll mention it to Des. I actually don't know the answer to that question. It's not. Yeah, so I'll mention it to. I see what he says.
I think that's a really good one there. Yeah, that should be. See, that is, you know, I'm not going to hark on about what I was talking about earlier, but that is the perfect example of why we do these things and why it should be sort of, like I say, respected on both sides, and long may it continue, because something like that is, none of us have ever discussed that and thought about that. You know, I'll be open and honest and say that. But when you say it, you think, yeah, well, why wouldn't you? Because it could be quite cool, and you could have a bit of fun, like flying around in first person. Mm. So that's not me saying we're going to do it, but you can blame Des if we don't. But I'll certainly feed it back. So.
Let's see. What do you think of the line colour and bite chance in the new game?
Oh, can I take that one?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So the line colour and the line length has always been reasonably unrealistic. But it has to be because it's like a visual aid in a game. So it's very hard to get the line to be really realistic because of like, the physics and all things like that. But I know that we are looking to make it a lot better and a lot more realistic in the new game. So
Yeah, and
we will certainly be able.
The bite rates in terms
I
yeah, I was gonna say in terms of balancing and stuff. A lot of that will come with the beta as well, and stuff. And I was talking to Ben, who I was talking about earlier today, about having some telemetry in place so that we can sort of change bite rates and whatnot a lot easier and stuff. There's a lot of work going in the background to all this stuff. So
yeah, and I think in probably compared to Fishing Sim World, the average weight of the bass is probably going to be smaller because I think we made them too big in Fishing Sim World, and there were too many big bass, which then, if you're going to say you're trying to make a realistic fishing game, then you're held to that. And when people are pulling out 15-16 pound bass on a regular basis, like again, you look at the Sabine event, you don't necessarily want them all to be really small like most of them were, but I think the biggest fish caught in the whole tournament was about 6 pounds. So like you say, bite chance, size of fish, number of fish, that's why the beta is going to be so important. Because we can put it in front of you guys, get your feedback, put it in front of some of the experts that we work with as well, getting their feedback, and we've still got we've got time to adjust it. So yeah, absolutely.
Fisherman EU add a chair so you could, for the pegs. And I'll correct me if I'm wrong, Darren, but there are going to be no pegs, right? It's all on the boat.
Yeah, this will be all about like using the boats like they do in Bassmaster tournaments. So that does go away for the Bassmaster title. But we will come back. Well, I say you guys will come back to carp and coarse fishing in the future, I'm sure. And by then, I'm 100% with you. I'll be all over Tom if I find out this new game you can't sit in a chair after 6 years.
Oh, Darren.
So.
Darren, mate, do you want to take this one from Shauna? I think you've been sort of dealing with a lot of the brands and sponsors and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to steal your thunder. And I know the month of May is all going to be about anglers that we're working with and partners. And if you're new to the franchise, then every partner is going to be new. But there are some really exciting new partners that we've not worked with before that's coming to the Bassmaster title, and there will be other bass boat brands in there.
Yes,
and May will reveal who.
Yeah, I was going to say, perfect segue to next month is all about pro anglers and pro gear and the venues and games. So we're going to be breaking down all of the anglers that are going to be in our game that you can play as, compete against, including of their sponsors, who's going to be in the game, and then alongside that we're going to be talking about the venues that you're going to be fishing out on, and all of the venues that you can expect on launch. And all of that is coming next month with weekly articles and behind the scenes and all that good stuff. So yeah.
And just to clarify, Fisherman EU, where you say 6 years but no. I'm not saying it's going to take 6 years. I'm saying people have been asking for it for 6 years. So if by the time now we're doing this reset, if we do another carp fishing game or a relevant game where you can sit down and you can't, then I think that's a big faux pas on ours. I'm not saying in 2027 that's when you'll be able to sit down. I'm saying after 6 years we should have got round to letting you sit down in our game, and I'm sure you will be able to soon. But not for the Bass games, it's not relevant.
Conquer, is Bassmaster going to be a standalone, or will there be additions and DLC? So, I mean, as its own game, it is its own standalone game. It's not going to be attached to, Fishing Sim World or The Catch or anything like that. It's its own title. In terms of what DLC or what post-release plans look like, that information will come closer to when we launch, if not at launch or briefly after. There's a lot of focus going into the actual launch itself. But do know that, I mean, I think Darren can back this up, but basically since I've been here, there's been a lot of conversation, especially coming from me, about the support post-launch and about what that looks like and about what it should look like. So, yeah,
I think it's fair to say we'll be doing a much better job than we did with like the catch, for example.
So yeah, Rooster, hopefully Bill Lowen. I think in terms of yeah, obviously, like I said, we'll break down next month who's going to be in the game and whatnot, so everybody can sort of expect. Darren's been having to do a lot of work, reaching out to anglers, getting photos for 3D modelling and stuff. So
Yeah.
We'll break it all down, but yeah, you can. The team's been working hard to bring some of them to the game.
Yeah, and Sean has just said, will there be other brands like Garmin, Minn Kota, PowerPole? Like I say, Sean, if you played Fishing Sim World, then you'll know that there are a certain number of like bass fishing partners in that title. Like I say, I'm not going to give too much away for Tom, but there for his May beat, but there are several new partners that haven't featured in Fishing Sim World that are going to feature us for the first time. And in general, I think you're going to be looking at over 25 different partners, like equipment partners, in this new title. So you'll be able to pretty much use a branded everything, if that makes sense, like rods, reels, boats.
And also, you know, just on that, you know, if there is a brand in there that you're like, oh, why haven't you included, you know, said brand? Remember that it's a two-way street working with brands. Just as much as we would love to have absolutely everybody in the game, that doesn't mean that everybody wants to be in a video game. So, yeah, chances are, you know, if you're thinking of a big brand, we've probably already explored that avenue.
I'm getting battered.
What's going on down there, Roy?
I don't know. I think I can see you on the other side. You've seen all of my fish.
What, from the other side?
Yes, from the other side.
Are you guys on Oxley's now?
Yeah, we're on Oxley's, yeah.
What's the score? What's the latest score on the door?
Well, hang on, I don't have a post-it note, but...
yeah, we need a post-it note for this, but Tom is on £120 and I am on £67.
Roy, just leave and just say it crashed again, and this one won't count either, okay?
Oh, mate, I just spilled some drink.
Oh no.
There's all sparks everywhere. Well, I've got a thing. As soon as I say I'm going to cause some technical damage, a fish is now.
You've now got a fish on the line, and it's going to be £80.
Could be a big one. Get you right back in the game here, Roy. Come on, no pressure.
Darren, just pretend I'm a pro angler, and I'm glad to send you headshots. Yeah, and then when we send that to Des, then Des is like, "Who's this? Who am I getting one of my designers to create?"
There's some really good questions and that coming in actually. So Conker's just said Bass Pro Shop was my first introduction to Dovetail. Game is good, but it was disappointing there'd be no more added content. Yeah, that was a special sort of standalone version that we did with Bass Pro Shops, so we couldn't add any more content to that. But Bassmaster 2022 will be treated differently. And then Shauna says, will you add lakes like Lake Mead? Again, I think as part of your May beat, Tom, you're going to be talking about the venues that we're doing as well, aren't you? So I really don't want to say too much, but you will recognise most of the venues, if not all of them. I think it's the safest thing I'll say at this stage. Without giving too much away.
Not because, hang on a minute, wait. Not because you've played them
He's
before.
having to correct me. Yeah.
Not because you've played them before. You'll recognise them because you'll know them.
If you're a tournament fan, you'll recognise them. I've got myself into trouble now.
No, I just see myself logging in the morning, and somebody shared a Reddit thread that says, "Oh, you're gonna know all of the venues." what are we talking about? TP here.
So Des has got a design for TP, and next time he's on, ask him, because I won't be here anymore, and you can really grill him on it. So he's thinking about how TP is going to work.
Yeah, there's, I think he said in the Discord that, like what Fisherman is saying there about how tackle points should be useful even for people, end game content essentially. And like I said, there is a lot of thought going into that and some design. So yeah.
So we'll be revealing more on there. And what's the ETA on the beta? I think that's sort of, depending on what your point of view is, it's sort of mid to late summer, I think, is the. There's when you think summer starts, doesn't it?
There's no official dates on that just yet, but we're gonna lock it down as soon as we can, so that we can sort of give everybody good notice about how to take part, how to get involved. Don't panic. We'll let everybody know. We'll sing from the rooftops when it's a thing.
Yeah, 100%. And Ruth says that better mean Lake Hartwell. Bassmasters classic. Yeah, it was. And Hartwell is. See, look, check me out. I'm preaching to the converted here, probably with Rooster, but Hartwell is hosting the 2022 Classic as well. So there you go.
So Rooster, but don't worry about info links. I'm in control of the subreddit. Of course, I'm going to leak everything. Yeah, definitely had to do some control around the announce.
Fisherman, are you all about custom rods? Will that be a thing? We've never really done that before. Custom rods. We've had like fictional brands where we've covered gaps in our licensing, but we've not really had like create your own rods type thing. And I think the emphasis very much for us on this again is going to be licensed equipment.
Yeah, because with that sort of thing as well, there's a lot of when it comes to, let's say, custom rods, for example, there's a lot of back end stuff that has to go into that as well. There's the UI. You have to then develop a whole UI to create in custom equipment, and then you've got like all of the catch rates and the percentages that go into that. They all have to multiply and blah blah blah. So
it's just a physics-based system, isn't it? The rod has got to make sure it doesn't go through the angler and all that good stuff. So it'd be nice. Yeah, we've got a really advanced physics system to make sure our rod bends properly and at the right time and whatnot. And it's actually connected to the angler, and the angler can move around with it, etc. But that just makes customization that much more difficult.
Okay, Conker. One thing I don't get is why have TP and cash when cash is worthless since you buy everything with TP. So what was behind TP? So the cash. Yeah, go. Yeah, Dan or Roy.
Yeah. Sorry,
in this case.
Tom. Just because I know that you went around for Fishing Sim World.
Yeah,
so,
so
TP has always been our in-game currency. The cash was introduced specifically for career mode. Just as a way of sort of boasting to your peers about, it was a reflection of how well you were doing in career mode. Basically, you couldn't use it, like you say, it was worthless in terms of being able to use it. But if you were screen grabbing, the fact that you had earned X number of dollars or pounds in prize money, that meant you were doing pretty well in our career mode. It is a way of demonstrating how well you were doing in that mode. But I think, again, like I say, with everything that we're doing, everything will have a purpose in the new title. The game is the producer, is the guy that's working all this lot out. How TP will work, how sponsorship will work this time, how cash, if it even exists this time, works, is all what he is working out and what they're building, and he'll be able to talk about in due course.
I win.
Yeah.
Oh.
I win.
Yeah, you win.
Typical Arsenal fanboy. Lost.
Amazing. Well, I mean, we never know. Roy could have brought it back in that first game, but
I could have.
It was, yeah. Oh, if we're taking like the aggregate score, like Roy was absolutely smashing that first game, so Roy wins overall, right?
What does that mean? Sorry, Dan, break that down for me, mate. I need to understand what you...
Well, he was about 150 pounds up in that first game for it. I think you pressed.
Was he?
Before
That's
I think you
interesting.
pressed the button.
Oh, right, okay.
I think, and I've got to say, Roy, you look like a good Darren. Actually, you pulled Darren off well.
Thank you very much. You do a good Roy.
Ah, thanks, mate.
So,
yeah. So Roy wins,
you guys
basically.
finished. Amazing. Right, well, I think that comes to the end of the stream, and it feels like I've still got to work with Darren for the rest of the week. But my point is it feels sad to have for Darren to parting ways here, I guess.
Well, like I said earlier, I will still be a fan. I will be popping up in your social media and telling you if you do something I don't like or don't approve of, and I wouldn't have done that. But no, it's been fun, and these have been fun as well. We try to, we have to be very sort of what's the word I'm looking for, like correct and polite and all the things that you should be with each other and and when we're interacting like through text on social channels. But this is nice to have a bit of fun and a bit of a laugh and a bit of banter with people, and I'll miss it, and I'm going to miss working at Dovetail. I'll miss the people I work with, but like I say, I wish you all the best of luck. I know from obviously we don't give everything away in this, and I know a lot of the plans, and they are really, really exciting, and you guys are going to go and smash it, and I'll be one of your biggest fans and supporting you all the way.
Oh, Darren, mate.
I need to get my tissues out.
Pain. This is pain.
I needed like a little trophy, like I've just that's an Oscar acceptance speech, wasn't it? I should be like
pretty good. Up now. I'll clip it for you, mate, and I'll send it
to you. No, but seriously, and to the guys like Big Timer and Dean, and all you guys that I've interacted with, thank you, and keep supporting Tom and Roy and the guys, and they're honestly just doing their best, and we all want to make a kick-ass game for you guys, and I think we're on the right path. So good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Darren. Cheers, mate. Yeah. And thank you, everybody else, for coming by tonight. Like I said, it's very sad that Darren's leaving, but we wish him all the best. Roy, thank you for your 1v1, mate.
Oh, yeah. Technical difficulties and all that, but
you boys in the
don't
lead.
worry. Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's not over yet. I'll be back.
Roy will be back with satellite internet.
Maybe he'll come back as Darren next time, though, because I can see he's quite comfortable in it.
So you're fitting that Polaroid pretty well there, Roy.
When I did come back and I was in Darren's area, I did catch better fish. So, I did win the first game. I had £100 more, so that's all right.
Amazing. All right, cool. Right, well, we're going to call it there, guys. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. We will be back again next week with our weekly stream. Fishing Sim World next week, and obviously a lot of you are in the Discord, but if you're not, join us on Discord. And it's a goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from them.
Cheers, guys. Take care, guys.
See you guys.